Hello everyone, my name is DeMatteo and I am the co-founder and president of Bad Rhino Digital Marketing. What I'm going to do today is walk you through a case study presentation for the Bates Motel, a client we worked with for just over the last 4 years. So who is the Bates Motel? They are a pretty awesome haunted attraction in Glen Mills, PA. They've been in business for over 30 years, and out of many of their various awards, I guess one of the biggest was being named the best haunted house in America by CNN Travel. They're just a really great client of ours. We love working with them. Being with them for the last 4 or 5 years has opened up a ton of other opportunities for us, which we'll talk through at the end. But again, we're just going to run through this and share some information. So let's kick it off with kind of running through some of the challenges and then what our strategy points have been. So the first thing that we noticed early on is that not having the marketing in the off season was killing everything in a way. So they would basically go dormant from December because there is a holiday hayride they run, so they would probably go more dormant in January all the way until about July or August. And what happens is you need to sort of wake up your audience, and it delays sales, it delays everything, the growth of the page, all of that sort of suffers. So that was one of the challenges that we had to change fairly early. There was an inconsistent strategy for content, and that was something that wasn't just in the off season but also during peak season. Maybe they only would post when there was a new image or a video or a need for sales, and we knew that we had to change that. And also, kind of lastly, was a lack of an internal marketing team, and the only thing we really were missing was data, right? So having consistent data and maybe just somebody in place to kind of walk us through what was done and previously what was successful. We had to learn all of that right off the bat and kind of do some digging, which our audit does help with all of it. So what were some of our strategy points? Well, I kind of mentioned this already, but just getting very consistent with the social presence, not just in the peak season, but throughout the year. This is huge, right? You'll see some examples of why that was helpful for us. But when you're able to grow the communities all year long and you have content going out, well, it stays top of mind for folks, right? And you're just adding new people to the fire so that when you're ready to sell, they're just there, and the algorithm likes it that way. Split testing, not just for our ads, which we did a ton of, but even just split testing the images, the videos, the call to actions, what would get people to engage. And then on the ad side, split testing the audiences and the cold side, the warm side. Bringing in lookalike audiences that we wanted to try, different creatives and stories, and pretty much everything there was something we split tested over the first, really right away, but over 2 years, I want to say. And then the monitoring, right? Anytime you have a brand like this where there's a very, very busy peak season, we knew that we would have to have a 24/7 monitoring plan in place so that we could help out with all of the questions, getting back to people quickly. People have an issue with their ticket, or they want to change their ticket time, or they're afraid it's too scary for their 7-year-old. We were there to help out with all of those responses, which goes a long way to get people to, make the decision to buy, right? So here are some of the results. What I want to do here is just quickly buzz through this. When we started, the page was right around 32,000 people. Currently, we're at 64,371, right? So we pretty much doubled the page in just 4 years. And when we started, they were at 32,000. And, this is also the net. So you can see we doubled the page. And why that's important is we've done that over 4 years. They've been around a while. So the first 8 or 10 years of having a Facebook page, they only grew to about 32,000. And we doubled it in 4 years. And how do we do it? Well, down here, you see the organic page likes and the paid. Paid was really, really influential in doing this, right? Really important, I want to say. The 33,000% increase in page likes shows that they were not doing a paid aspect to this. But having 20,000 organic, which eclipses the paid, shows that everything we're doing from consistency approach has helped. What does a growth ad look like for the Bates Motel? On the right, you can see a very basic copy here, right? So, something simple about the number one haunt in the country, like our page to follow us through the year, and then the like button. Some really great engagement here. So 4,000 shares, 1,300 comments. What we're doing is this is throughout the year. So this ad would have ran from January all the way until October. And what we're trying to do is just get new people to the page. So what were the results? 797 spend, so just under 800. We gained almost 4,000 people from that at a cost of 21 cents per like. And again, what we're doing is we're feeding the fire all year long. The algorithm loves it because we're getting new people. There's more engagement. People are tagging their friends in these comments that they should get ready for hunt season. And what this allows us to do is when we're ready to run our pre-sales campaign, we have people ready to go. So what you're looking at here is an example of an IG story ad. Use code EARLYBIRD for 50% off. We spent 700 clicks. The revenue was almost 15,000. And the purchases here were 147 purchases at a cost per purchase of $4.08. The one thing that's important to note here is that this is not number of tickets. This is number of purchases, right? So this means that somebody might have purchased, 10 tickets for them and their friends to go. Super important to know. And then the overall return on ad spend was incredible and not something you see every day. 24.73x, right? The return on the ad spend is just ridiculous. We had a lot of things going for us. The pandemic actually had people really excited to do something that October, and the Bates Motel was able to open, and a lot of folks were ready to go out and enjoy something fun again. So as we got into the peak season and we have this ticket sales campaign, start on the right, very basic copy, but simple, right? We want to focus on that because we're really letting people, their eyes go down to the link, to the image, to the shop now. We don't want to have super long copy here. It tends to not do so well. And you can see that there's a lot of great social data, 6,000, almost 7,000 comments, 8,300 shares. All of these people are tagging their friends and saying, let's buy tickets now, let's buy tickets now. Okay. So what were the results? We spent $21,500. The revenue was $700,000. Now, usually I'll go to the clicks first, but this is such a massive number, we should chat about it right away. But we did have 25,000 clicks, over 6,300 purchases, and the cost per purchase was $338 per purchase. Really incredible numbers. The return on ad spend of the 32.86 is just insane. This was year 3 for us. Year 1 and 2 were obviously great build-up years. We had a lot of data. We had a lot of testing, kind of behind us. But the pandemic really opened up the interest to a lot of people that were ready just to go out and do something. So as we noticed that the results were scaling, we would continue to spend money. We started off, I think, at just about $1,000, and you can see we scaled this up to $21,500. Just being able to measure those results allowed us to kind of keep things pushing forward. So really great. Obviously, not something you'll see every day and not something you should expect. Really, the ROAS, anything over 4 to 6 is going to be considered quite amazing. So being over 30 was just wild. So what was the overall 2020 results? Now we're looking at this from 9/1 to 11/1. This doesn't include some of the pre-sales. We're looking at the spend of $26,624. The return on ad spend 30.28x. So again, quite awesome. The total revenue from that spend was $806,000 and the total purchases of 7,054. Really awesome. So just to walk through some of our 2021 ads, which are a bit different. Trackability on Facebook was a bit harder. So I know that the numbers and ticket sales was quite the same. I mean, I think they might even made more in 2021. So, but just to give you a couple different examples of ads we ran, the clicks here, 8,800, the spend, 14,480, the revenue at, $92,000 and the ROAS there is 6.38. Now, the cost per purchase went up quite a bit to 12. So still really, really great. This is a story, so it's a different type of ad as well, just to give you a different look. And then we have just a pre-sale ad we want to kind of run through. On the right, you can see we have the FB50 off code. We have the book now button. So we really want to drive people down. My only thing with this is this could have been a bit cleaner. We, maybe had less text, but we really wanted to have this code in here twice, which is why it looks a little bit clunky. Now we only spent 300. We wanted to save a lot of the budget for peak season when people wouldn't buy 50% off. We knew people would spend full price. So the $300 led to 900 clicks, revenue of almost 4,000, and the overall return on ad spend of 13x, which is great. So now you're looking at engagement and impressions over the last 4 years. Just to explain it, so the numbers on the left are the numbers over the last 4 years, and the numbers on the right is the percentage increase from the previous 4 years. So this would be from 2018 to present day, and then the 4 years before that. So I guess 2014, 15, 16, and 17. All right. So all these numbers are massive increases, which just shows the consistency in content and advertising and growing the pages. Reactions of 113,000 was a 2,000% increase. The comments is what we want to see increasing. That's 62,000, which is a 2,400% increase, which is wild. The shares we also always look at, and that was 31,000 total shares, which is 1,500% increase. And then you have a massive increase in link clicks. So 120,000 link clicks, right? Traffic to your website. That was up almost 2,700%, or over 2,700%. And then your other post clicks, this would be the photo clicks you have, right? So 910,000, which is obviously amazing, right? Almost 1 million people clicked on your photos. It's a 200% increase. So not as gaudy as the others, but it shows you that photos will always do well with this industry. Then at the bottom, you have your total impressions. So, you're going to see massive numbers here too. So 22 million in total impressions, which is, a 250% increase. And then just looking at the paid impressions, the organic, obviously they're all increasing, but the paid impressions of 7.2 million, that was 11,000% increase, which shows that our paid strategy helps influence everything else we're doing here. And there's the last number, is the very bottom number, the average daily reach per page. That is the average number of people who actually see your content. And that was 10,000 people every day physically see your content, on social. And that was over a 300% increase. So pretty great. The one thing we mentioned is we've had the opportunity to work with all of their brands. So really started off with the Bates Motel, which is the sort of the main business here. And that's opened up to so many other things for them. So you have Bates Motel escape rooms. You have their laser tag business on the right. On the bottom right, you're seeing the Aricefa Farms, which is where the Bates Motel actually is. And they have a lot of great stuff, including this Harvest Hayride. They have mobile adventure escape rooms, which is a mobile truck that will come out and bring an escape room to your event. It's awesome. They have these rage rooms with all that rage. We can go if you're having a rough week, break a bunch of stuff. And then double edge axe throwing is another sort of mobile truck they have. And there's more, but those are the ones we wanted to grab. So who is Bad Rhino? Just a really quick intro. We have clients locally, nationally, globally as well. Team of 15 folks. We're located right outside of Philadelphia in Westchester, PA. And again, we were founded in 2011, and we are a digital marketing agency. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact us either at ericstewart@badrhinoinc.com or rich@badrhinoinc.com. Thank you.